Alright, so I did a few repairs to this thing. At the Christmas Eve fly-in we did, got a lot of flying in, but I ended up having this entire thing caked with mud. So I've been spending all day cleaning out these motors over here. These are my Rotorgeeks. And also just getting all the mud off this thing. The VTX, there's so much mud on it, somehow the antenna was getting pushed off of the quad. So, it was acting a little bit crazy by the end of the day. And I was a little bit worried that there was something actually wrong with it, but it's sort of weird. That seems to happen sometimes when I'm flying in snow after a while, or just mud and rain and things like that. Even though it's waterproof, sometimes it starts acting up. I have no logical explanation for that, but it does. So that's what happens. The other little change I made to this is here I replaced these standoffs at the bottom with metal or aluminum standoffs. I can't pronounce words at all. So what I was using before, these cheap plastic things, which I just had them on hand. I do not recommend these cheap plastic standoffs. I just happen to have them, but they sucked. Every time I go out, they basically get smashed up and they end up like this, just like with a broken screw, and it's just basically a pain in the ass. So, I forgot that I had old standoffs from my previous FT210, so I just stuck them on there. Yeah, so that's it. I'm going to go out there. It's freezing today, but I'm going to go out there and fly because I want to try out my new goggles. Down here, these flight test goggles. So we'll see how they work. I want to see if I can get a little bit more range with them. And also I just want to make sure this thing is working. Probably not going to do too much. I do have 4 batteries. I'll probably try to fly them all down. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to cut the flying. Alright, so I was just out there, and I kept getting like weird problems. Like, I was getting no video every once in a while, and at one point just kind of fell out of the sky. So, I was thinking, like, what could it possibly be? And it's actually something that really simple. You might be able to see it here if you look really closely, but the pigtail is just coming apart. It's actually really hard for me to show you. Let me use this thing. You see that? So yeah, it was working because basically the GoPro, everything is so tight here that the GoPro has been forcing it down, but it was a loose connection. So really simple problem, but unfortunately because of the way this board is, my pigtails are it attaches at the very bottom of my all-in-one board, so it means this entire thing needs to be taken apart, which I guess honestly is fine because I really lost one of my landing gears. It's so cold out right now, I don't really feel like flying. The 30 degrees, I think, might be my limit. Not my limit, I'll still fly in 30 degree weather, but it's not quite as fun for me. So, but yeah, I'm going to take this whole thing apart, more or less. I don't think I'm going to detach the ESCs and things like that. I'm just going to leave that stuff alone and just kind of gently lift the whole thing over and just reattach the pigtail. The big decision I have to make is, this is a royal pain in the ass. I have my pigtail here. It's good because it stays out of the props. And that was my #1 problem with my last build. Like, this thing was always getting chopped off. There's no way for that to happen here, but it's so hard to attach the battery. Because if I had a GoPro on here, if you looked at this, like, it's like you're trying to really force this, like your wires in here, and it's just a big pain. So I'm either going to just make this longer and just have it come out and then basically put the pigtail underneath the straps, which I think probably might be, actually is what I might end up doing, because I do like it to have it out of the way of the props. Or I might stick it in here, like through here, and just have it coming out the back. Which also, I'm probably gonna go get some batteries and see like the batteries that I have, like where they all kind of come together to kind of make that decision. But yeah, I am gonna make a few improvements to this. But other than that, I think this thing is pretty solid. It's been taking hits like a tank. I might replace this antenna with this other one I got. This is a TBS antenna I have for my. I got 2 of these with my goggles. So I might try. If I can't get the great video reception, I might put this one on here. This is also pretty small, so I don't think it'll really get damaged. It's the main reason I had this small one here, because I was tired of replacing those video antennas all the time. So yeah, that's it. That's why the video you probably just saw, it was just basically me falling out of the sky, and it was because of this little pigtail. So if you're starting to see weird sorts of like unexplained things happening that seem to be with your quad, it could be something really simple like that. So I think my advice would just probably check all your connections, check your soldering, and make sure there's nothing like really quirky going on with your build like that. So that's it. I'm done for today. Let me know down in the comments what you guys are up to in your FPV life over this most likely few days off for everyone. So talk to you guys later.